Hey everyone, welcome to yet another Tuesday Newsday with me and Sinzar. Hey Sinzar.
Let's go.
Yeah, so this week Sinzar started by saying that he was angry as fuck and needed to vent. So hey, we are your support group. Feel free to vent about this banner. So I don't know yet why, but I bet you're gonna
Jeez.
tell us. So it's the Final Fantasy V banner.
It is.
So yeah, what's rubbing you the wrong way or the right way?
Well, it's Final Fantasy V, which is one of like my top three Final Fantasy games. I really enjoy Five. Always been a fan of Bart's. So this banner, just to lay it out. For one thing, we're skipping one of the best parts of this event. They're not giving us Ferris upgrades. They're not giving us Bart's upgrades. These all came with this event. They've been gutted and removed, apparently for
No.
global.
But why?
Yep.
I mean, I actually saw some light in the tunnel where we would get like these. We even heard the dude that sometimes hangs out in the ratings Discord that like they're not gonna do any changes. They're just gonna let JP stuff come over. But apparently they removed this.
Bart's got EX skill upgrades, unit upgrades, and then Ferris got EX skill upgrades, unit upgrades, mastery crowns. All of this was just cut out of this event on the global side. They removed all of it for some reason.
But why? I don't get it. No. I think that's so fucking unnecessary because people that actually like these characters are getting shafted. Like, how good were they, Bart's and Faris?
Bart's was a good wind buffer. He became a better wind buffer. Still not really meta. Frisia was still better, as she should be, the brand new premium unit. She was still better. Bart's was just brought closer to her, and he was taken out. Ferris was just made better. Like, she was still weaker than Luna Freya because Luna Freya, has her crazy staffs.
Right.
But she was taken out of the gutter and at least got to see the light of day. So at least she was better, but not like game breaking. But apparently that's too much for global because if any unit is not come out in the last 2 weeks, they are not allowed to be like useful at all. Apparently they have to be thrown aside and pull a new unit only. But here's the stupid thing.
Right.
These brand new units are trash as well. And global is doing nothing to fix this problem. So you've got Summoner Lena. She is literally Fire Ferris, but worse. So in her base form, she's like the evoker finisher, just like Ferris, but she summons a fire field that boosts the enemy's resistance.
Wait, what?
Yes, you heard that right. No, you heard that right. When she attacks the enemy, it puts a field that raises the boss's fire resist. This nerfs your entire team's damage. I am not making this shit up.
I mean, that's also usually a very big reduction in damage, given that many bosses already have built-in resistances. So, yeah. Oh my! Wait, hold the fuck on. So, like, okay, can we work around this in some way? Can you put up like a Mog field after Faris or after Lena just to like remove her fucking field, or is it just built into her actual ability?
It's built into her LB. When you use her LB, it automatically applies the field just like Ferris. Now, technically speaking, you can send her as the last possible unit so the field won't nerf anyone on that turn. Here's the problem with that. She's not a finisher like Ferris. A nice, clean one-hit finisher, that's too much to ask. No, chains. She's a freaking chaining LB, so she's got to go first before your finishers, which means when your finishers come in and cap that chain, guess what happens? Their damage is in the trash because the boss has gained 50 fire resist.
Wow. Wait, 50?
50
what the
fire
shit?
resist.
Okay, yeah. I thought it was like, I was already angry when thinking it was 25, but it's like that 50, that's ridiculous. That's, yeah. I mean, that's gonna half your damage at best.
Yeah. And then if you want to bring her to like one of the trials coming up or something, the next trial, the Dullahan trial, it's weak to fire. Can we bring Ferris? Oh, sure we can. If you want to nerf your entire team's turn by turn damage for the whole fight, like it's so stupid. Wow. And even if this field did not exist and Ferris was like just a straight out of the box evoker, her damage would still be freaking bad. It is still bad, even if the field did not exist. The field is just the cherry on top.
But like, okay, hey, this is kind of, hasn't this been happening? Maybe this is a thing in JP. Maybe you can help me out here because I feel that like non-premium units that are mainline Final Fantasy series have been sucking lately. Like, for real. Like, all these banners have been crap. Maybe Tales of, or maybe Legend of Mana is a wrong comparison,
For
but like,
for the most part, yeah. JP definitely went through a stretch where you're premium and you're good, or you're not premium and you're trash. They absolutely did go through this period. This is currently from that period. At the current time in JP, they've thankfully stopped doing that, and
okay.
a lot of the recent units have been useful and decent and well designed. Maybe it's because Hirona retired. I don't know. We've got a new producer in JP. Maybe that's the reason they finally came out of this slump. I mean, maybe, maybe not. I don't know. The fact is, there is a new producer, and the units in the past month or two have been decent.
Yeah,
You know,
well, but actually, let's just go back to Bart's and Faris not getting their upgrades. You know what annoys me the most with this? I think I said this in another Newsday. It's the fact
what's
that they have to do work to remove this, right? Like, because
I know.
it's like if they just, oh, here is the data pack from JP, translate this shit and go. Like, but they actually have to, like some dude has to go into probably like a fucking JSON file and remove shit from it. Like, they do extra work to remove. Like, I don't get it, and especially like, I don't know.
It's true, because the funniest thing is every now and then these JP upgrades, they forget to remove them and they get added automatically because the global didn't even realize they were in the code.
Because they didn't do the extra work needed. Oh my god!
I know. We get it, and then they go in and patch it out. Like, oh, sorry, we're taking that away. They're doing extra work to remove this stuff.
I know, and again, like, okay, listen. I want to play the devil's advocate here, like for the business. I understand that you would want to like not include, broken OP stuff that would really lower your revenue, right? Because like maybe you release like, oh, Bart's upgrades made him hit stronger than fucking Auron. Okay, like maybe that was a fucking mistake, and maybe we shouldn't add that. So we can skip that. I get that. But like skipping just making old units a little bit better just makes me angry.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, Terra got it. Like, they made Terra better. She got her crowns. Locke got his crowns.
Terra got partial. They still skipped some of Terra's upgrades. Terra didn't get her EX skills. Oh, Terra doesn't have her EX skills still on Global. She also didn't get her unit upgrades. She did get Mastery Crowns, so she got 1 out of 3. Faris is getting 0 out of 3.
Whoa,
but Faris,
whoa. Hold the fuck on. What?
In JP, Terra, during her event that we had 6 months ago, Terra got EX skills, and she got base form unit upgrades, like just basic upgrades.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. her basic, her Madeline field went to 100%. Her normal attack got replaced. That's kind of irrelevant. But the big thing was her Madeline field was upgraded to 100% just by default. Everyone got that. Global skipped it.
That's super good. But I mean, this makes me so angry. Why are they gutting? Because like Final Fantasy V is one of my favorite Final Fantasies too. Like it's
mine too.
For those that haven't played it, it's actually an amazing game. You should play it. It has this fantastic, super fun class system as well. It's probably their first game actually, right, where they use the class system properly. Like I know you could change classes in like 2, but this was where you.
To be fair, the original Final Fantasy 1, you had classes like Black Mage and Monk, etc.
No, yeah. But what I'm talking about here is you kind of customize, right? Like you use one, you have one class, and you get to put in the active ability of another class, and then you also get.
Where you can class change at will throughout the game, back and forth.
Yeah, and kind of create your own unit through these class changes, which is really good. So play Final Fantasy V, but like I guess don't pull on this banner. Okay. So rage aside, let's actually. So you've already told us a bit about Lena. So Lena is base form finisher, shift form debuffer. It seems right. Sprites are actually really good. That makes me a bit sad because the sprites are actually looking great. Mm-hmm. But what does she do in shift form? Like, is she a breaker or?
Yeah, she's a breaker. She's an 86% breaker because 86% is as high as we can go.
Yeah, 86. Okay, I love these weird ass percentages. Like we didn't AFMAO have like 87 on only one stat, and then we have Cacteria, and then oh my, like why? Okay, sure.
Yeah,
I mean, okay, 86. Like it might maybe be slot efficient. If she didn't fuck over your entire party with a field when she's actually doing damage.
And just the icing on the cake, her shift form, the break LB, the shift form LB, it imperils wind. It imperils the wrong element.
Oh, wow. That's good. Is that like a thing where she was supposed to work with Barts or something? I don't know. That's or
I mean,
Faris,
I
I guess.
guess I don't
Yeah,
know.
weird.
She don't even. It's
But
confusing.
it is cool though, because like especially the sprite, like in her base form, she looks very much like the summoner class in Final Fantasy V, and in her shift form she looks like the dancer class. So it looks like it's a great homage or homage to the game. So that's nice. Too bad she sucks, I guess. Is there like anything like redeemable about this unit? Because you said her damage is
Uh,
bad, her
the
field
the
is
S
horrible.
the STMR.
Oh,
The
okay.
STMR is really good for other evokers. So if you want to power up your Yuna or your Ferris or your Terra, there you go.
Okay, so because it has two bonuses. One of them is a flat stat magic spirit. That's only for Final Fantasy V female units, it seems, right? Or rather, it's Lena and Faris.
Uh,
Oh, there's Kryl as well. Okay,
it has the flat stats is for Final Fantasy V only,
right.
but
But the boost to parameters of Espers evoked and Evo damage and
yes,
parameters when setting an Esper. Wow, okay, that's actually pretty overloaded. That's a very nice piece of gear, to be honest.
it is. It is like she is basically a walking STMR container if we're gonna get right down to
So
it.
do you like want this for any future OP evokers or some shit?
Um, in JP, the answer was yes. On global, because the Clash of Wills chess piece is usually going to be best in slot for evokers, it's a lot trickier for
Okay.
for evokers that have the chain cap up by 200%, like Terra or Ferris. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
Well,
for like double
depends.
hand
Like Terra,
evokers like
technically,
Yuna,
she can max the stats really, so this might not be worth it. I
oh
don't know.
yeah, well,
Because like she
but
loses, like you'd usually use Shantoros on Terra, and then that means she loses 50 LB. So I don't know, might not even be worth it. I don't know.
yeah,
But okay, okay. Well, I mean, okay. So it's a good STMR. It's a good looking unit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna do dailies on this banner because I like Final Fantasy V. But
oh my god,
I am
arrows.
sad. Okay, but we're also getting Warrior of Dawn Dorgan as an not an NVA, so also as an NV base.
Correct.
So he's an SLB unit as expected, I guess. And see, okay. Let me guess. So since he's not a premium unit, his damage is gonna be around the level of Hawkeye.
I don't know Hawkeye's damage. Okay, so
Zidane.
Dorgan.
Okay, Zidane.
So Dorgan, you would go to the Kurasame banner, you would control C and you would control V, but you would replace ice for lightning. There's
Okay.
Dorgan. It is the carbon copy of Kurasame, but lightning.
But I mean,
Same
that's not
same
that
modifiers,
bad then.
same everything. I mean, he's usable, sure. He's a
Yeah.
300x SLB. Well, there there is a catch.
Oh.
Again, unlike Kurasame, who's a nice, clean one-hit finisher, Dorgan is LB is absolute mirror of equity. So have fun with it.
Oh no. That's like I experienced this clusterfuck when I was using Hawkeye in the Discord DV challenge. Because
Oh, there you
like
go. You can chain his Hawkeye, his LB. They're both absolute mirror of equity LBs. There you go, best friends.
yeah, because like that was the worst experience of my life is having like this finisher and then him going in and breaking the chains I need. Like that was so dumb. Okay. But still, okay. I mean, damage is probably there-ish, right? And he doesn't seem to have like a vision card like the oh no, they do have flat stats on
It's a
it.
share. Oh yeah. There is. Yeah, let's jump on that train. So the vision card.
Yeah.
So Final Fantasy VI vision card: 100 attack, 100 magic, 50 attack, 50 magic, 25 LB, 300 stats.
Yeah, this is just flat worse.
Final Fantasy Type 0, same thing: 100, 100, 50, 50.
Yeah.
And then we come to Final Fantasy V. We get to go 80, 80, 40, 40.
But why?
For
It's like why?
absolutely no reason. They just nerf it all. Like everything has to be nerfed in Final Fantasy V. It's just it's
Yeah, this is ridiculous. No, honestly, this is actually ridiculous. Why is everything just worse? I mean, Final Fantasy V is a good game. Or are they like betting on fans pulling anyway. Maybe it's that type of deal.
Fantasy
But I don't.
6, I would think, is more popular. People would have pulled on the General Celeste banner anyway, but that got a good card. That got a good unit. That
That's
got
true.
good
That's true.
SCRs.
That's true. That's true. No, no, no. I agree with you. I think this is dumb. Like, why? I mean, I get it. I get that they were trying some type of setup where premium units are the only ones that matter. But I mean, I knew that setup was going to fail from the beginning because it doesn't fucking make sense. Why would you have banners with bad units? People are not going to pull on them. Like, what were they thinking? You know, like, I don't know. Or they were just really hoping for the fan effect. So this is a bit dumb. This is a bit dumb. I guess like the only good thing about this banner is that Galuf takes off his shirt because we're getting him as an NVA, and he's actually not an SLB NVA, so that surprised me a bit.
Yeah, he is the star of the banner, believe it or not. He's actually decent.
Okay, so he seems to become he already had the damage type in his in his 7-star form and in his NV base as well, but he shifts it to pure damage. I mean, Galuf was a tank for those of you that are new to the game.
I mean, with the exception of the Chronicle battle where you're locked into only Final Fantasy V units, just pretend like Galuf's shift doesn't exist. You will not use that ever in the game with the exception of this one and only Chronicle battle.
Oh, really? So like it's actually not a good shift then. It's like his base form is still the star form.
He's a DPS that's supposed to be a dual wield DPS. Just right away, you already know it. You're going bad places.
Of course.
And his LB is 150x. 150. Talk about 2 years out of date.
It doesn't like last gen do more. Like isn't their LB like 160 or something?
I think so, something like that. Yeah. But yeah, like Galuf is usable, and he absolutely can carry the Chronicle battle, which is locked to Final Fantasy V. Okay. But yeah, his damage is not good.
Wow. But I guess what you're saying then, if he's a star of the banner, is because I guess his base form
his base form. Yeah, the whole thing is he's a physical cover tank that can entrust. Like, I think he's the only one at Neovisions. Is someone in the chat can tell me, are there any other Neovision physical tanks that can entrust?
Well, I don't think there are. By physical tank, of course, the requirement is having cover, right? And that's no.
Well, having cover that can actually tank. Like, for example,
that can actually tank. Yeah. Yeah, no, I can't think of anyone at least. Okay.
And it's that is really useful. I've used that quite a few times on like EX stages, events in JP. Okay. I think even a trial or so. Yeah, so being able to entrust like your big boy finisher that's not SOB and is using their LB every single turn while he's tanking, that's really useful. And I've used that.
That does sound very nice. And I mean, just like to fix these problems where like you don't want to shift Lara into base to auto attack to fill LB, right? You just want her to keep busting out LB damage or her LB ability damage. That's a really good way of doing it. So that's nice. Okay, and we already talked about the vision card. I just want to again say I need to appreciate Galuf's Brave Shift sprite at least, because like he looks badass. He shifts into a monk. But otherwise, vision card, I guess not much to talk about. So what are we actually getting? We're getting a raid event with this banner, right?
Yes, it's a raid against Biblos.
I guess standard raid. Not much to say. Seems to be some nice killers. As rewards.
Of course it can't be standard. It can't be standard. It's Final Fantasy V. Why don't you scroll down to the Tome of Exorcism?
25% fairy killer.
Yeah, because every other event gives 50 killer. The 150 killer, but not Final Fantasy V. We got to go to 25.
Final Fantasy V is too powerful. They needed to nerf Final Fantasy V because
it's across the board. They just got to cut every number in half and lower. It's so dumb.
But yeah, I wonder if this was some type of weird experiment, because it kind of sounds like this only happens once. Like Final Fantasy V banner gets gutted, but then this picks up. So maybe this was some type of weird experiment where they're looking at data to see what happens if we absolutely shit on a banner. Like, will these idiots still pull or not?
It's
And
so bad.
and the answer is yes. I'm actually still gonna pull dailies. I'm sorry, but
Oh
okay.
my god.
I'm definitely not doing a step up because I am saving for Xenogears. I see the questions in chat. Like I am saving for Xenogears. I think I have 1,000 lapis right now. So going strong, going strong. But maybe dailies, maybe dailies, because primarily because I actually think Lena's sprite looks great. Like that's the big thing. I can see her just being in teams just because she looks great. All right, and then we have a Chronicle battle. Is there any like huge weapon we want to upgrade here, or no? This is one of those weird Chronicle battles where we just get
Well,
a crystal, right?
there's two. There's the Gilgamesh
And the
EX stage,
Atomos,
which
yeah,
and the Gilgamesh is the EX stage where you go in once. That's
yeah,
only Final Fantasy V units. 4 turns or less for the crystal. If you have Ferris, or if you have enough copies of Galuf to Neovision's EX1 or above, it's fine. Galuf can carry it by himself. Ferris can carry it by herself in 4 turns. Not a problem.
yeah.
If you don't have Ferris or enough Galuf, I couldn't beat this in 4 turns on JP. I just couldn't do it. I
Wow.
could not do it. Bart's is too slow, and that's with Bart's upgrades that Global's not even getting.
Right,
So,
right. Yeah,
yeah,
because you can't bring anything else for Final Fantasy V, and we don't really have any
correct.
other Final Fantasy V units like that would be strong enough, right? Like, did Xdeath get an NVA? No,
He
no.
X Death did get 7-star upgrades, but unfortunately, those actually were not good enough to carry it either.
Oh, okay. Well, so
But
yeah, I mean, and Gilgamesh wasn't good enough either. I mean, Gilgamesh's damage isn't really that great, so I
yeah,
guess.
Gilgamesh's damage was too low. I tried with Gilgamesh and Bart's. I don't have Ferris from the JP server. I still don't have her, and I only had an EX0 Galuf. I didn't want to UOC more copies, so I tried. Like for 2.5 hours one evening with Gilgamesh and Bart's, every combination possible. They just couldn't do it in 4 turns. But eventually, I off-bannered another Galuf, got his EX1. He carried it no problem.
Okay, nice.
Yeah,
Well,
the problem with bars is the setup time. Like you need 3 turns to set up, and by then, well, you got 1 turn left. You can't do it in 1 turn.
yeah, you can't
So
OTK it. Okay, but can you bring duplicates to these challenges as long as they are
yes,
the same series?
you
Okay, because
you
like I
can.
was just
Mm-hmm.
thinking, like I have 2 EX2 Pharises. I'm just gonna shit all over this banner
Oh
or
yeah,
over this fight.
yeah. 1 Ferris is enough, but two
Yeah,
is super OP.
nice. All right, and then we have the real or the normal Chronicle battle, the one with 10 stages where you get to upgrade gear. That's Atomos.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What are we like? Is there anything good here? Oh, Faris's sword gets an upgrade.
Yeah,
Um,
Ferris gets a Chronicle weapon to go along with her EX2 buffs and her crowns and her. Oh wait, never mind.
God damn it, Cesar! Why? Why are they doing this? I just don't get it. I mean,
I
it
have
would be
no
nice
idea.
if Faris again just like, oh, she's this weird pick you can put as the last slot in your team because you needed a wind evoker that also did something else Faris can do or whatever. But like they even took that from her. It's nothing left. Although I guess like the sword becomes decent.
Yeah, it's a good sword.
Uh,
It's
uh,
high
uh,
magic.
yeah, unfortunately, the flat stats are of course only for Faris. But
Mm-hmm.
it's still like gonna be a high magic evoke sword, which is really good. So and hey, I have 2 of those, so that's I can't run both, I guess, right? It's
Yeah,
probably
yeah. It's a backs of 1 upgrade.
okay. That's a shame. That's a shame. But this is like 210 magic. This is good. Like I mean, if you don't have 2 magic fists, like if you don't have Kaka's STMR or something, or you don't have the Emir Gauntlet yet, which you should have, this could be like a nice thing for Cacteria and so on. So yeah, it's not bad, not bad, not
Yeah,
bad.
it's fine.
Okay, and like that's all the content, right? Like we don't really have any new trial or anything like that. That would be too good.
Nope, that's it. You've got you're going to be doing the Chronicle battle on Thursday, the raid for a week, and that is it. You have nothing to spend your energy on next week.
Yeah, well, at least there's like 1,000 lapis in the Chronicle battle for my Xenogears fund. So there's that, and there's the mystery crystal that I will probably never get. Like, hey, I wonder if like GL is gonna do something so we can do something with these mystery crystals. Like, obviously, we're never gonna get the 7-star upgrades, but maybe
we
the
are
level up.
yeah, we are already late for the 7-star vision cards.
Right, and weren't mystery crystals also used to increase the max level of units, right? But that's coming far
Yeah,
later.
yeah, that and JP came further in the timeline.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I guess like keep saving them because that's probably what we're going to be using them for, right? Like we're going to be using them to increase whatever the top DPS is right now to a higher
Seems
level.
seems that way.
Okay. Okay. All right, interesting. Oh yeah, good question from Indra here. Like, when do we expect the variance update to come?
Uh, in the JP server, it came with the Edge banner, which was a week after Kane. So if we're going not counting global exclusive stuffs, it should be like 3 or 4 weeks away. But of course, global exclusive, we know we're going to get something for
Yeah,
Chinese
we're
New
definitely
Year's
getting cow units. Well, maybe
and
that's
Clash
coincides.
of Wills, etc. Yeah, and
Yeah.
if we potentially get Xenogears, which is due soon, so that would like keep pushing it further away. So if I had to guess, I would say within 2 months, probably closer to the end of that 2 months.
Yeah.
Um,
But
but
also, Indra, what do you mean with buffs to Xenogears? Like, that variance would be a buff to Xenogears units. I thought they were all barehanded. Like, I thought they didn't equip weapons.
oh, I see what he's saying. Okay, so he's saying because Xenogears came out first in JP,
Right.
and Xenogears was like sold on the hype wave because they're so good because their damage is so high. But then the variance update came and basically universally buffed every physical unit in the game. So while it didn't nerf Xenogears, in relation, the Xenogears were lowered on the totem pole.
Ah, okay.
So, so,
So
so,
what?
so what Indra's saying is, if the variance update comes first, Xenogears kind of loses that hook of, oh, they're so much higher than everyone else, because now everyone else is already caught up because of the variance update. So he's saying maybe Xenogears is buffed on global. I don't think they're going to buff Xenogears on global, but maybe.
I mean, they've more or less confirmed. People from Gumi have basically said that their primary focus right now is not on changing stuff from JP. That's just gonna come copied over, unless it's fucking upgrades to old units, because those we will just fucking remove. But other stuff is just gonna get copied over, and I don't think we should expect Xenogears updates at all. Like, I think if we even get that banner, it's just gonna be straight up copy.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I
That's
suspect.
what I think too.
Yeah.
I guess maybe it's potential they would buff id because id is such a dumpster fire and he is a New Vision's base. That's stretching it because we've got Lena and Dorgan with no touches whatsoever. So who knows?
Yeah, no, I doubt it. Like, they have said they're not gonna like that. Which was shit on JP is gonna be shit in GL. Like, that's I think that's what we're gonna deal with, because they basically said, and I mean, like, I get it. You have to prioritize. That's just how business is, because they're focusing, as I understand it, on like cow content and units and cow units, right? Which is also exciting, because of course all of us like cow more than DV. So in that sense, it isn't bad. But
It is. I am thumbs up. All the praises in the universe that global makes Clash of Wills, makes good global exclusives. That is wonderful. I don't want to take anything away from that. But I don't think that should exclude like one person on their lunch break looking at Lena and just realizing what kind of a train wreck this is and fixing it. Like, you don't have to ignore the entire game.
No.
Because Clash of Wills exist.
No, I get what you're saying. 100%. It's dumb. Like, I don't see why. I don't see why it's a thing. Like, I don't see. Again, going back to what we said, it actually requires work to remove these updates. All right, and like, if they're already doing that work, why don't they put that work into fixing Lena and just leaving the unit upgrades already in there?
Exactly.
But no, like, they would rather spend time taking stuff away from players than giving stuff to players. And that's the part I am not, super happy about, because it's not like they were giving us something broken or OP at all. They were it was just a nice upgrade to old units that still didn't even make the meta.
Like, it's Bart's, one of my favorite units in the game. Like, him and Sephiroth are like my two poster child units. I love both of them. And Bart's is just completely skipped this week. Completely skipped.
I just don't get it. Like, but I mean, again, we should, like, I want to say I'm surprised, but I really am not. This has happened before. Like, we have had many banners for many of the mainline Final Fantasies where old units just haven't gotten the upgrades they were supposed to be. Like, we've been raging about it for a while, and I just don't understand why we're being treated like this. I don't see any benefit in removing these upgrades.
Dark Knight Leon, Emperor, Locke, Shadow. These are just some of the off the top of my head that have all been skipped. Ace and Rem,
exactly.
upgrades.
They never got them. So to me, it's so weird because, again, I honestly don't see a single benefit. Like, are can they actually show data that players pull less and spend less money if they're, if Bart's gets an upgrade? Like, no. I
I doubt
I
it.
I have a hard time seeing that, my friend. I think players pull less because Lena sucks fucking donkey balls. I think that's why players pull less, like not because they got Bart's upgrades. Jesus.
Hmm.
So yeah, again, like maybe Gumi should focus on putting the effort they put into removing content into just fixing existing content, and this banner would see more revenue. Like if they I mean, they could just remove the field from Lena, right? That could be just one step in
That's
the
what
right direction.
that's what a bunch of us were talking about like a few weeks ago when we were talking about like upcoming banner, like Lena being such a disaster. Like the simplest thing is just remove the field. She's still going to be a bad unit, but she won't be as bad.
Yeah,
Like that's
exactly.
such a simple, obvious fix. And why did they put it in there in the first place? The JP devs, that is. That wasn't Gumi doing that one, at least. The JP devs put it in there in the first place. Why?
Yeah. I mean, I wonder, like, hey, do you ever wonder if this was just like pure typo? Because like it's plus 50. What if they meant it to be minus 50? But they just never.
If
Yeah, I don't know.
that would have made her at least have a use. A negative 50 imperil field on a unit with low damage, that would see use in quite a few fire teams, because that would be a strong
Yeah,
field.
that would be.
And you would
Then she would be like kind of a staple in fire teams, not as the damage
yeah,
dealer, but she would be a staple just because she would be making other fire. Like she would be hanging with Tivas all the fucking time. Um,
yeah.
but which sounds
It's
kind of
that
hot, not
that
gonna lie. But
that is
yeah.
very possible that they meant to do it in the negative, and after it got released, like the person didn't want to admit their mistake. Like, oh no, I planned this all along.
Okay, Gumi, listen, if you're listening to this, let's actually just say this has to have been a typo, and a negative 50 field would actually be make her into a very cool niche unit. And just change that plus to a minus. Is that how it works? I don't know how the JSON files look, but like I'm assuming it's a plus instead of a minus, and just like go for it, Gumi. You can do it. We
Mhm.
believe in you. We should ping all the Gumi employees we know on the servers and flood them with this information.
Oh, geez, no, we shouldn't do that. Like, yeah,
Yeah, and
the people.
Sinzar is one of the employees. Feel free flooding Sinzar with things on fixing this field.
Well, no,
No,
no, but just the people like viewers, like the few people from like Gumi that do like publicly discuss with the public, like don't harass them. Like
no,
it's so
because
cool.
we love them.
Yes, it is cool that they're actually interacting with the community. We
And it's
don't
so
want to drive them
incredibly
away.
rare. We've spent many years without a word from Gumi, and with um, community managers getting fired to the left and to the right. So having
Mhm.
actual employees hanging out with us is super cool. So if you harass them, I will find you. I will find you, and I will do unspeakable things to the furniture in your house. Okay, I will just like go fucking crazy on it. So yeah, but it would be nice, like if anyone for Gumi is listening, please just like make Lena's field minus 50, and then I will actually even do step ups. Okay, I promise. I promise I will do step ups if you change Lena's field to be minus 50 instead of plus 50. All right, but I think that's it for today, right? We don't have anything more.
Pretty much it for the week. Yep.
All right, a lot of rage going into this banner. I feel it, and I'm getting tired of this non-upgrading units meta. But as you say, there is some type of horizon to look forward to, right? This is getting better in JP now, or
Mm. There's been very few just straight up dead units.
no? But that's good. That's good. That's good.
Hmm.
Okay, well, all right. Thanks for chilling, Senzar. Sorry for this, like giving you PTSD, but I think it's good to get people's voices out there so that Gumi knows we don't like this.
Indeed.
All right, thanks everyone else for chilling, and have a fantastic week. Good luck to those that will pull on the banner.
See you next time.
See ya.